Hey guys, we are here at the Tampa RV Show. We are in the parking lot, and behind us are Stella, Howie, the yaks on the racks, and our generator is running. And why is our generator running?
Because they haven't hooked the power up yet. It's like almost 8 o'clock and there's no power, and our residential fridge obviously needs some power.
Yep.
So we're running the generator now, and we almost didn't run the generator because we made a boo-boo.
Yeah. So here's your PSA for the day. Do not let your generator sit in your rig for 6 to 8 months without running it and charging it. Luckily it had a pull start and it started up very quickly. But we are here and we can't wait to bring you everything that the Tampa RV Show has to offer. We are super excited to be here. All right, well, we have arrived at Industry Day, the day before the show opens to the public here at the Florida State Fairgrounds. We are currently in the staging area. There you can see all the Villanos. We are in the Lippert Scouts line here. We've heard the hype. Here we are, Brinkley Model Z. We're about to check it out. Let's go see what it looks like and what all the hype's about.
Could this be Howie's replacement?
I don't know. Could this be the Vanleigh replacement?
Don't tell Howie we're looking. He'd be upset.
Yeah,
we told him we loved him.
So what happens when you get a bunch of RV executives together from a bunch of different companies? Let's find out.
We went to, how are you?
Hi. I don't know if you should display lemons in an RV. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah. You don't want to display.
You all know how we feel about white and gray interiors. They are our favorite.
Yes, this is super delicious. Yeah. Look at that ceiling. Oh, I love the ceiling.
So look at your trim work. No balances, no material. Window behind the stove.
Okay.
Day and night shades that you see behind you, which is very
rare.
The framing around the windows is so much better than.
Staples or putty either.
No what? No staples.
Staples or putty. So
no, there isn't.
People don't really recognize this. You pointed out, right? Every other manufacturer, they staple the fly fascia and then they putty.
Yeah.
So you can see it everywhere. We do it differently. We put steel behind it, the other way, but real residential feel to it. Our goal is automotive exterior, residential interior. So the guy who designed this, Mike, say it took his family across the country for 30 days. So he camped, he asked questions, got feedback, dual trash bins, innovative things like this that campers will really respect and understand.
Oh my goodness, look at that.
Towel holder comes out. We carry the same idea through the bathroom with a magnetized toilet paper holder.
All solid wood.
Solid wood.
Yep.
Don't get me wrong. And then over here, how often you go to your dinette? Oh, I forgot the silverware. So you have the utensil drawer that pulls out from here.
Oh, look at that.
So in a true couples coach, you can take this out, you can put it back there by the couch, and this comes up.
Oh my goodness!
And you still have the storage inside of it.
Thoughtful, very thoughtful.
Very
I like
thoughtful.
that. I like that. Lots of storage for such a small bathroom.
Small bathroom.
And I like the mirror, and this is probably, yes. I like a black cabinet. That's really cool.
Very similar in space to our family. Closet very similar.
All right, Kazoos, over you guys. Ready to go?
You can join them. You can join them.
Okay.
Okay, so we're walking along, and who do we run into? If you remember our video on the Vanleigh rally, it's the ladies from Beddy's.
Yay, Beddy's!
And ladies, why are you not working a booth? Where's the Beddy's booth?
We're working on it.
Okay.
Next year. Coming.
So you're doing reconnaissance is what you're doing.
Yes.
Well, we are so glad we ran into you guys.
Gosh, I love seeing you guys.
Yeah, it's awesome. And we had such a blast at the Vanleigh rally, and we can't wait to hang out with you at a show soon. Perhaps Hershey, maybe?
Maybe.
Who knows?
We'll see.
Okay, there you go. If you haven't seen the Beddy's video, go check that out. We'll put a link up to it. We wanted to take a few minutes, number one, because we needed a rest. How many steps have we done today?
I don't even know.
15,000 steps. But secondly, and more importantly, we wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about what to look for and what you should be evaluating in a rig.
And it all depends what your usage. So we're really speaking to living full time in a rig, not, even partly, part-time, sometime, most time, but not, just vacationing or weekends. Because full-time living is completely different
For sure.
than some of those options. We are huge proponents of visualizing the way you think you're going to live your life in the rig in making your decision on which rig to buy.
For sure.
So doing just what we're doing right here, we toured quite a few rigs before we bought Howie, and we sat on the couch, or we sat in the recliners, or we stood in the kitchen, and we actually went through the, how are we going to cook? What is the process going to look like? And then we sat down, and we might not have been in the rig. We sat down back at home, and we thought, okay, this is the stuff we have. Where are we going to put this stuff? How easy is it going to be to access this stuff? And so that's really, really important to make sure that you get the right rig from the get-go. And don't you agree?
Yeah, and it's very easy to get caught up in all of the whiz-bang features that all of these rigs, and we get caught up in them too, because we've showed you some of the cool things.
Yeah, the oohs and the ahs, yeah.
But I think it's hugely important that you look beyond all the cool whiz-bang technology and features that the rigs have, and do exactly what you just said, is picture yourself with your stuff in your space.
In your lifestyle. If you're going to, it's basically, it's like if you were buying another house. You're in a house right now, you're thinking about going full time. It's like you're going to look at that house that way. Where are we going to put this, and how are we going to do this and that, and how are you going to function in there? At the end of the day, full-time living is about living. It's not about decor. It's, that's nice, but you can always change that too. But it's really about living and how you're going to live. And it's our opinion, and I think you'll agree with this, your full-time life in an RV is the quality of that is going to be determined by how well that rig works for you. You want your RV to live like a home, not live like an RV. Right. It's okay to live like an RV, right, if you're out for the weekend or something, but if you're in and day out, it's got to live like a home.
What's just as important as the things you love about an RV is I think you need to have a really clear indication of the things you don't like in an RV and what your deal breakers are. We always use the word deal breaker, but what are your deal breakers and what are your must-haves? Because I really feel there is no 100% perfect rig. And you just have to know we prioritize what things are most important for us and what things we can kind of let slide. And that's what helped us find Howie, which we would consider is about as close to a perfect rig for us in our lifestyles as we could get. Yeah. But prioritizing your dislikes and your likes and knowing which is higher, which ones you can live with and without are really important.
Yeah, and just look down the road. Just close your eyes and imagine you living in the rig that you're thinking about and seeing yourself moving around. What does a day look like? A day in the life in the rig. It's like, okay, today I got to work. Today I've got to do laundry. Today I've got to cook dinner. What does that look like? I mean, how are you going to move around? And if one of those things, today I got to do laundry, does not involve a washer and dryer in your rig, how are you going to feel about getting in the car and going to a laundromat and doing laundry?
Going to the campground and doing laundry.
Yeah, or that. So it's all those things. So just visualization. That's I think our best advice, right?
Yeah. What do you think? You want to go look at some more rigs?
Sure. Let's go get 15,000 more steps.
Let's go.
We're going to go check out this Montana that I saw has an office in the front cap. I'm so excited to see that.
That could really be your command center.
Okay, so this is a Montana with an office in the front cap, which we haven't seen before. We were super excited to see it, and so we're going to go on in and check it out.
I think we're uniquely qualified to talk about office space in an RV because we live and work and run a business full-time out of our RV. So Victoria,
Oh, yeah.
because you work at a desktop, I work at a laptop, very flexible. You have a 38-inch monitor. I think you're the most qualified to talk about this space.
Yeah, I spend about 8 to 10 hours a day in this position right here. And I have a desk chair which would have to go in here, which would barely fit.
Yeah.
The biggest thing for me is if you do work on a desktop and you have a large monitor, my monitor is, this big and this is not deep enough. And I mean, I like to sit really right on top of my monitor, but this is still not deep enough for my my keyboard and my mouse and all my other stuff. And I don't even know if the monitor could go back far enough because we have the slope on the window here. Yeah, and the window is great, but it's not going to do me any good because I have a monitor in front of me. So I don't, this is great. I like having the L here. And then talk about leg space.
Your foot just hit.
There's no, my CPU wouldn't even fit back here without sticking out. So this is a great office space unless you are slightly claustrophobic, because I could see how you might feel that in here. I don't have an issue with that. I love the barn door, so if you need the privacy, especially on a Zoom call or something. But if you're working on a desktop, probably not going to be the best thing. Maybe you could put it up here, but if you're a laptop worker, this could be really amazing.
I think it would work well if you were a laptop worker.
Especially if you're a laptop worker who Zooms all the time, has a lot of conferences, and you've got the door. So definitely something to check out. Oh, one thing I didn't look for. So we've got an outlet. So we have 2 outlets in here, which is good.
Outlet here, so
three.
This is kind of fun because that's a little printer stand. The little printer that we have would fit there perfectly.
It would.
And it has power on it. So
yeah. So I mean, there's some good things to say about this front office here. So, but it's not for me. When we were looking for our rig, we came across the 394 Arcade by Solitude, and it didn't have what I'm standing in front of now, a desk. One of the reasons we bought Vanleigh because it had the built-in desk. But now the 394 has this desk. But what's interesting is we're contrasting to what they did with it versus what Vanleigh did with it. The desk isn't all the way the width of the slide. There's no cabinets up here, which I'm sure is because of the great windows that are here. So it's a little bit different. I say after seeing this, I'm very, very happy with our Vanleigh Volano desk, but it's cool that they finally put a desk in the slide, which makes this rig almost perfect. And then the living room, of course, has what I need is a desk. It's a beautiful desk.
talk about this desk compared to the desk we saw in the 390 RK Solitude.
It's a lot deeper.
Yep.
It fills the slide, which is really important.
And they took the desk edge to edge. There's no...
Yeah. I love that. These are either wider, they're wider cabinets for sure. There's either less space here or the slide is wider, which I'm going to guess the slide is wider. Very similar to ours that we have the cabinets in here, which I love. I'm standing in the Riverstone front kitchen model. Our friends at Hedge World, I believe this is their model, and I've seen it on video, and so I'm so excited to be in it myself. Now this, if we were looking for a rig that wasn't Howie, this could definitely be a contender because the front kitchen is a very similar setup to the rear kitchen, except this is actually a bigger, it feels more spacious up here, and I think they had more room than they do in the rear. This island is amazing. I do like the cooktop on here. It does take away a lot of prep space, but I guess you could put the booze board on top of here. Tons of cabinetry, good counter space here. There's a dishwasher. We've got the sink in a place that I actually like, which isn't in the island. And yeah, overall, I really, really like this kitchen. It feels a little more spacious than ours. Do you think it does?
Yeah, but you know what it comes at the cost of?
Living room space.
No, not
the bar space.
The dining bar space. So this.
Do you know what I realized? This isn't bar height.
No.
Oh.
It's counter height.
It's counter height, but it's not. Ours is bar height.
That's actually table height because this is counter height.
Counter height. Yeah, ours is counter height.
This is tabletop height.
Which I don't like that. It needs to be up a little higher. This is going to be it would be narrow for you to sit and work. And it feels like it's not quite as long as ours. If you were set up here or even set up there, we wouldn't have a lot of room here. Here in a Forest River Charleston, which is a new model. It's an A. Yes, we are in an A. You don't see us in A's very often. So we would check out A kitchens. My first response is I believe the refrigerator is bigger than the actual kitchen part. Look how wide that is. Look how not wide this is. There is no way I could cook in this kitchen. No way, no way. And induction cooking, no, I need my gas. So, yeah. If you cook a lot, don't get an A.
This is a nice little entertainment center. But what is that latch right there?
Secret compartment? Look at that. Where does this go? Where does this go?
Are you ready for it?
Oh my God, look at the storage back there. That's wonderful.
Look
I
at
love
this
that.
spice rack. Look at this.
Oh my goodness. You know, this could be a problem because if somebody's watching TV and then someone's in the kitchen cooking and they're like, hold on, I got to get some oregano. They're like, no, it's the biggest play of the game or whatever.
Chips.
Yeah, but it's cool. It's a great use of space for sure. Solid, pretty solid wood.
That's got a nice solid close.
Yeah, it's got a solid close. Residential refrigerator. I like the frosted, the glass. Same system we have now with the stove, which is good. And look at this. Oh my God. Spice rack, both sides. How amazing is that? And then we have, which I would call the coffee bar or the bar, because we've got places to put the wine. Now that's great for booze storage, really. I mean, you're going to have to get a step stool, but I really love that. So you've got a built-in bar. These aren't too deep, but there's a great use for that. I love this big. Look how deep this drawer is. Oh my God! That you could probably put all of our cooking, spatulas and stuff like in one drawer, and then here, this is a great small drawer. You've got 3 there. The storage is just amazing. One big sink, I think I could live with that. Oh, we got a second one of these over here. Oh my God. I think this could have more storage than Howie. Don't tell Howie.
This has a lot of storage.
Look, there's even a little guy up there. Yeah, I like that.
It's as deep as the refrigerator. So
yeah.
Any long items that you have would go in there.
This is cool. Okay, now the only downside I see, whether or not it's a downside or not, is this is not wide enough for a booze board, but it could hang over, so you could do prep here. And no, you could shoot here. I would say you could shoot here, but then this would be in the way. So, probably one side or the other. We are here in Montana's rear raised kitchen, which obviously we're very excited to see. It feels a little bit smaller than our kitchen, and it has a different layout. I do like this. The sink is here and you have space on both sides. This is a good prep area. I do like this, which I wish we had. And we need to get some made. We don't have anything like this. This really extends. I think these go like this actually. But anyway, it extends your prep area because this will move out of the way and you can do prep maybe half or the other.
Now the basket. Let's talk about this.
This is cool. I like this.
I don't know if I would want that. Or
you know why I
not.
like that? Because I hate when the dishes and everything are on the bottom of the sink. I think you could wash dishes, let them sit in here, and they dry faster. So
yes,
I wonder if we could get one of these for one of our sinks.
You could probably have one made,
yeah.
for sure. Actually, this kind of looks like. Well, we have.
But I bet you could get a half one. Anyways, I love that. Three burner stove. For us personally, it's a deal breaker because we need our 4 burners because we cook so much, but not everybody cooks as much as we do.
What's the brand? This is a Furrion, right?
Yeah, it's a Furrion. Oven looks about the same size as ours, so that's good. This is the same one we have. I do love this little, you could put, how deep is that? You could probably put sheet pans up there. So that's great. Cabinets. You've got a fair amount of cabinets. Not as many as we have. Oh, well, maybe, actually, behind you, there's a pantry. So I've heard that this is a broom cabinet, which that is wonderful. Where do you always need a broom? In the kitchen. So that's a wonderful attachment.
Wireless vacuum in there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Cordless, was there power in there?
I think there's, sorry. Oh. Yes. So
okay,
you can
hang your dice.
Yeah. And this counter here, coffee bar, bar, things that you don't use all the time. That's not prep. This would be perfect. These are great cabinets. They're not too deep and they're not too shallow either. And then I saw this when you were standing here. This is a great, it's a great pantry. So all in all, it's not a bad rear kitchen.
Look at this. Talk about feeling like a residential home. The kitchen would definitely work for us, although I would love to have my gas cooktop. GE Profile would love to have one of those in our rig. If you've never cooked on an Advantium oven before, these things rule. Oh, look, it's Victoria. Hi, Victoria.
Hi.
So I'm a big fan of outdoor cooking space. We primarily make our own outdoor cooking space with our grill, our Blackstone, our smoker, and our, what else do we have? A wood-fired pizza oven. But if you look at some of these rigs that come with pre-made, pre-organized kitchens, let's have a look. I'm a fan of one of the things in this one, and the other one not so much, but this is pretty cool. It's an outdoor chilled drawer. So not a lot of space, but if you're cooking for a group, you could keep your hot dogs in here. You could keep some beverages cold in here. Cool feature, doesn't take up a lot of space.
But you know, the refrigerator is only like 4 steps away on the inside. I'm just gonna say.
But if you're on the outside, I like it.
Okay, we're just gonna differ on this because it seems like a lot of space.
Now let's talk about this small portable Blackstone grill. I love that and kind of Blackstone knockoff. I love that it has 2 burners for the size that it is. But let's talk about for a second the height of this grill. This is pretty high to cook with, so I'm flipping my burgers up here.
Well, I mean, what if we were on level, we were higher? What if we were even lower? I mean,
so if
maybe.
this rig was raised up any higher, I'd be flipping burgers up here. So while it's great that a unit like this is built in, you have to look at the height of this and what would happen if your rig's even higher. So this ideally should probably be down here.
And the other thing that I think is missing from this one in particular is some prep space left or right. I mean, where are you going to put your tongs? Where are you going to put your, I mean, you could hang your tongs on there, but it just doesn't seem as functional as it could. And just something to take into consideration when you're assessing whether you want a outdoor kitchen or not.
Love the way this locks into place. One of the big things to take into consideration is the amount of space this takes up in the cabinet. And look at this space back here.
Yeah,
so you
what are you getting in there?
Space, but how do you fit things in between here?
Soft things.
Yeah, so you're mostly going to fit
pliable
soft
things.
Soft things, grocery bags, things back here. So all things to take into consideration. Outdoor kitchens are great, but they take up a considerable amount of room. Okay, so when we first looked at the 390 RK, one of the things I fell in love with at the Denver RV show was this right here, this outdoor kitchen space. Now, it's great to have an outdoor kitchen space, especially with the work area, but there's some cons to this that you really need to consider if you're considering this outdoor space. Number one is the amount of space that the kitchen takes up in this front bay. So when this folds up, that whole entire slide becomes all kitchen, and you essentially cut your front basement space in half.
It's starting to rain. The drops are falling, man.
So this is pretty high already. If this rig needed to be leveled any higher, you're going to be cutting stuff up here. So something to pay attention to is this is really dependent on the level of your rig. Nice to have the Blackstone here. Once again, if this rig is any higher, you're cooking up by your shoulder. Sink, love the sink, and I believe that sink is plumbed to your gray tank as well. Great outdoor feature to have.
Yeah, that is wonderful.
So if you are willing to give up space in your front basement, a front kitchen is a wonderful thing to have, and especially if you have a work area.
Holly, oh, you're so cute, Holly. Hi. You want to sniff me? Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Oh, you're so cute. Not something you see every day, obviously.
I am sporting my brand new Brazen Brits hat.
It's very, very sharp. I like it.
Why did I get it? Because they picked really killer colors. I love the brownish gray and the orange together.
And then the blue and the logo, it's great. It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
So, nice job, guys, on your logo and your hat choice.
Yes,
so,
we love it.
I'm sporting my new hat today. We got bagpipes going on in the background. So,
yeah, we're getting closer.
It's been so far a fun and interesting show. We've met
so many people.
Yeah, so many people, so many of the content creators that we've watched during our time getting ready to go full-time RVing.
And that we still watch now. Your touch of Scotland here in Tampa, Florida.
So has there been anything that's really surprised you here at the show?
No, I wouldn't say surprised. I mean, there's been some interesting things. I guess I go back to Brinkley. I didn't know anything about them. I didn't expect to see that.
So Brinkley RV was kind of the buzz of the show. And,
and I don't know. I mean, I kept doing shooting video after video in there. They only had 2 rigs there, but I kept shooting video because there's so many amazing things I've never seen in an RV before. So I guess, yes, that surprised me.
And so we're really hoping that they can pull off their vision and their mission because it's a good vision and mission, but it also is something that's going to be difficult to pull off as they start to scale.
Yeah, that's usually where things
I'm also
happen.
excited to see what other floor plans they come up with, because they have a couple of great floor plans, not really for us
right now.
That would work in our lifestyle right now, but they said stay tuned, that they're coming out with, I think, 4 or 5 floor plans over the next year.
I think the other thing that surprised me is how big this show is. I mean, you hear about it, boy, it's so big, and you never think it's going to be that big until you get here and realize it is that big.
The show is huge. We have walked 15,000 steps per day.
Oh, or more, yeah.
Or
it's
more,
just
15,000 or more steps per day.
Yeah, and it's been a walk fest, and I've enjoyed it. And I guess if you're asking about the other thing that we're surprised about, and I'm sure we've talked enough about this, but it's the lack of accountability and care when it comes to electricity for all of us in the RV campground.
Let's talk about the rally, the super rally, and the lack of electricity.
3 days. I mean, we were lucky. We got it late last night, had it overnight. Many other people didn't. And then today they're still working on it. There's going to be people that are going to roll into Saturday, the day before they leave, with no electricity, and they've been here since Tuesday.
Yeah. We were one of the lucky ones. We have a generator on board, so we were able to deal with this lack of electric situation. But there were plenty of people camping around us with residential fridges, lead acid batteries that died within the first 10 hours of being there.
And luckily, they had no generators.
Yeah. The RV community is a very supportive one. We all helped each other out, recharge batteries.
Loaning out generators, plugging in. Yeah,
where we could.
The bagpipes are following us. So we've been in a couple luxury fifth wheel manufacturers' rigs,
and so far, what did you think?
I think that I'm very, very even more sad that Vanleigh is no longer.
Yeah, me too. While the touches in a lot of those rigs are very, very nice, they're all missing the things that we chose our Volano for.
Well, they're structurally missing. I don't know. The 394 RK feels like it was just made for us.
Yep.
Exactly the layout we want, especially when they put that desk in the 22 model
Exactly.
year. And now I'm looking at that one DRV. That living room was big enough for a family of like 20 or something. We don't need anything that big. Maybe that's what we come away from this show knowing, that Howie is our forever
is the rig.
RV.
Yeah, for sure. There is that possibility.
Well, the RV Super Show is over. We are north of Tampa in Wesley Chapel. We wanted a short drive so that we can take the next week to kind of decompress from the show, rest up, jump right back into work, and then we are headed out to Biloxi, Mississippi for a month. That will be amazing. And I picked this RV park. I was just happy to get into a RV park when I actually planned this. And this is the Quail Run RV Park in Wesley Chapel, Florida, just north of Tampa. And it is super amazing. I couldn't have made a better choice. Let me show you. On a corner spot here, and so I'm going to pan around, and you can see very, very nice park with nice paved roads, super, super clean. This is our site. Look at this. This is like one of the biggest sites we've ever been in. Stella's super happy. She's got a parking space. Howie is just over the moon happy. We've got our weather station here, and as I walk around the rig, we've got a little light pole, which I love the red paint at the bottom. It's like, don't hit me. And as you can see over here, there's tons of trees. I'm kind of happy we didn't get over there because that might have been a Dishy problem, but look at all that moss. You can see Dishy is up there. He's just so happy he's not obstructed. And as we walk around here, I've got to show you this amazing sewer connection, but here's where all of the other connections are. We have cable, but we don't have a cord big enough. I think we're gonna go out and get one. And we've got the bikes stored here as well. And then there's the water system. And then look at this sewer hose. How short is it? We have never had a sewer connection this short in the 9 months that we've been RVing. So we're getting ready to leave Quail Run RV Resort here in Wesley Chapel, Florida. So excited. We're making our way back to Denver. It's going to take us a few months to get there. And we're so happy that we had this week after the Florida RV show. We got to get some work done. We got to make some authentic British food and serve it to the Brazen Brits and hang out with them. It was so much fun. That video is coming up in a few weeks. You've got to see it. So I'm going to go get in the truck and we're going to get out of here.